Colorado might become the second state to legalize human composting and to allow human remains to be composted after a person passes away. Love you, Grandma. Love you, Grandpa. Hey, love you, Great Aunt Becky. Can't wait to put you in my garden. Can't wait to eat tomatoes that sprout out of your liver or something. No, gross. That's bad. There was an article in the Washington Examiner, which I had to read because I think it shows you the divergence between the old right-wing order and the new right-wing order. This one, I think, is representative of the old, kind of squishy wing of the right over the past 20 years. The writer says, headline, he won't allow over-the-counter birth control, but Biden is pushing risky at-home abortions. So to me, when I read that headline, I say, okay, so Biden's batting 500 here. You know, allowing risky at-home abortions bad, but hey, at least he won't allow over-the-counter birth control. But then I find in the article, the author writes, quote, an easy solution here would be to deregulate oral contraceptives so that uninsured women can acquire them over the counter, reducing the pill's list price over time and reducing unplanned pregnancies among a demographic least able to afford children. Lucky for Biden, Senate Republicans such as Joni Ernst of Iowa, among others, are on board with this. That's the opposite of what we ought to do. That is exactly the wrong conclusion. Why? Why, Michael? Because you're a scold, a prude, a theocrat? No. Why would we make it easier, even than it already is? It's extremely easy to access oral contraceptives. Why would we make it easier? So that underage girls can get them? That would be one consequence of over-the-counter oral contraceptives. So that we can further reduce our birth rate. We already have a dying population. We already have a very low birth rate. Should we really do that? So that we can further promote the hookup culture and the culture of casual sex that has given rise to the Me Too movement and claims of epidemic sexual assault on campus around the country because of that? Because it makes women so much happier? Because it makes families so much more stable? No. It doesn't make any sense at all. I'm making a prudential judgment here based on the actual circumstances of the country. I'm not making some totally abstract rationalist argument, whereby the only principle in our politics is maximizing individual autonomy and individual liberty, meaning our basest passions. I'm just looking at the prudence of it. Why would we do that? That seems like it would be worse, right? Sometimes to have greater freedom, you have to say no. There is this common thread. Have you noticed this to liberal activism, to left-wing activism, even among the sort of libertarian or squishy types on the right? They always seem to want fewer people. You notice that? They want legal abortion in the name of women's rights. They want subsidized contraception, or even easier access than we already have to contraception, in the name of personal autonomy. They want euthanasia in the name of mercy. They want smaller families because of climate change or overpopulation, a completely made up problem. They want to pump little kids full of hormones that will castrate them in the name of transgender health. So no matter what the argument, they always seem to want fewer people. Isn't that weird? Doesn't that make you think, what is the metaphysical aspect going on? What is the, dare I say it, spiritual underpinning of all these policies that seem to be so anti-human? We've got one of the more ridiculous examples right now in Colorado. Colorado might become the second state to legalize human composting and to allow human remains to be composted after a person passes away. Love you, Grandma. Love you, Grandpa. Hey, love you, Great Aunt Becky. Can't wait to put you in my garden. Can't wait to eat tomatoes that sprout out of your liver or something. No, gross. That's bad. And why is it bad? Why is it bad? I understand the rationalist argument for composting grandma. Okay, the rationalist argument is, look, come on, you're just taking a dirt nap. Just turn into worm food anyway. Might as well get some heads of lettuce out of you. Why? Well, come on, we're all just stuff. We're all just matter, right? We're all going to turn to dust anyway, right? Even we are, from dust we are, and to dust we shall return. So why not just toss someone in the backyard, let the wolves come and eat you, or let some vegetables grow out of you? There is a natural revulsion that we have at this. It's what the bioethicist Leon Kass would call the wisdom of repugnance. It seems anti-human. It seems pretty undignified. This is human dignity, according to the libs, is turning your grandma into mulch. Let me ask you something. If you're tempted to go along with the Colorado thing, if you were walking along the street and you saw a dead body, would you kick it? Would you spit on it? Would you desecrate that body? No, I bet you wouldn't. If you, God forbid, stumbled on a member of your family dead, this has maybe happened to a number of people, would you attack that body? Would you punch it? Would you desecrate that body? No, you wouldn't. You just wouldn't do it. Why not? The rationalist in you would say, oh, it's just a hunk of flesh. Well, the word desecrate tells you everything, because you recognize that there is something sort of sacred about the human person. There's some hint of divinity there, that man is made in the image of God, that we treat even a dead body with certain special care. That's why it's against the law to desecrate bodies. Why is that? Because we recognize, at least on some gut level, we used to recognize in our whole culture, that we're not just meat puppets. We're not just worm food. We're not just flesh. We are not just our fleshy desires. Our will is not just our fleshy desires. We have spirit and soul too. And we have a higher rational faculty and a higher rational will too. And we need to treat humans as a little bit more special. And we need to treat human society as more than just our appetites and our desires in the economically rational, materialist, self-interested society. We're more than that. Culture is more than that. Conservatism is more than just saving a couple bucks and letting people pursue whatever disordered desires they have. Well, what is it? What's more than that? I think it's pretty clear that our traditions, our rituals, our American way of life, our self-respect, our dignity is what we're aiming at here. And the conservatives who recognize that are giving us an opportunity for a future here, a future for conservatives and a future for the country. And the ones who don't recognize that are only driving faster or slower off the cliff on the way to decline. Hey, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, so that you do not miss any content from The Michael Knowles Show.